Best bites forever.
Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Chef Alicia, and in this video you'll learn to make watermelon ice cream. Stick around to the end and I'll show you my awesome twist on it. I started by cutting a little piece off the end so that my watermelon would stand up, as well as a larger piece off of the top. I'm not actually going to use this whole watermelon, so I'm going to trim a little bit more off of the top as well. This is a mini seedless watermelon that I'm using, and I only need this larger bottom portion. I'm going to be using this to put my ice cream inside of, like as the container, so if you don't want to do that, you can go ahead and just slice it into pieces. But if you do want to use the watermelon as a container, then take a large kitchen knife or an ice cream scooper if you would prefer, and start removing the watermelon from the inside of the rind. Once you finish doing that, you're going to have a little bit of juice down in the bottom like I do, and as you can see, I've put my pieces into a gallon baggie for later. We don't want to waste those. I'm going to strain my juice through the strainer, and I'm going to put this over to the side just for a minute. Next, I'm going to use a couple of paper towels and dry just the inside top part of my watermelon, and then I'm going to put it into the freezer. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a few of those chunks of watermelon, and I'm going to put my immersion blender to use today, and I'm going to go ahead and juice that watermelon. So I am pureeing it with my immersion blender until it is nice and liquidy, and then I want to put it through a strainer. I am using a very fine mesh strainer. It happens to be my tea strainer today because it is super fine, and I want to get all of the little bits out. It's up to you how fine of a strainer you use, but what we do need is 2 cups of watermelon juice, which I have put into this bowl here. The next thing that I'm adding in is a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, and I am whisking that in. Once I have added my entire can, I do want to continue mixing just to make sure it's well combined. Then I'm going to go over here to a kind of larger bowl, and I'm going to add in 2 cups of very cold, heavy whipping cream. I'm going to use my hand mixer to mix this up until I have nice stiff peaks. So when you have stiff peaks, when you lift up the beaters out of there, it should kind of stand up like points. Then I'm going to start adding in my watermelon and sweetened condensed mixture. I'm just kind of stirring it in, folding it in more like it, extremely gently, a little bit at a time. So I'm going to add a tiny bit more of my watermelon mixture, and then I'm going to fold it into my whipped cream. You want to be really careful here not to lose all of that volume that you just worked so hard to get with the whipped cream. Once you have it all nice and mixed together, it should have this beautiful light pink color, and it is ready to go into your frozen watermelon shell. I did have the watermelon rind in my freezer for a couple of hours, so it is very solid, and I am pouring my mixture in there, leaving just a little bit of room up at the top for the ice cream to expand. I'm going to cover this up with plastic wrap and put it in my freezer overnight. And this is what it looks like the next day, beautiful and creamy and frozen. A few ideas for you for some mix-ins would be like some lime zest, actually some basil would be really good in there, some chopped up mint, or even some cilantro before you freeze it. So here I am just getting that beautiful first scoop out. I don't know, there's something really satisfying about the first scoop of ice cream to come out. Those are going to my kids, and then of course for my husband and I am going to rim the outside of my ice cream dish with some lime juice, and then I am going to give it a nice little layer of tahini. If you've never had tahini, it is kind of spicy and it's kind of salty, so it really complements the watermelon in 2 different ways. And I'm going to get a nice rim of that, and then just for garnish I'm going to put a big bunch of cilantro because it's going to look pretty, and then of course I'm going to add in my beautiful scoops of ice cream. This one's for my husband, so he's going to get quite a bit of ice cream in there, and again, just a nice little look of that texture. It's absolutely gorgeous. Once I get all of this ice cream added in, I'm going to sprinkle a little more tahini on the top, and I'm also going to garnish it with a jalapeno. So this is what that's going to look like, and of course here is my beautiful plate up.
Hi again everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. Please give it a thumbs up or a like or whatever you want to call it. Also share it with all of your friends because sharing is caring. And if you're not already a subscriber, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button and be a subscriber now, because you don't want to miss any of the upcoming awesomeness that's coming, because it's awesomeness. And you can find me on my other social media, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and bestbitesforever.com, which is my blog. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Happy cooking, everyone.
bestbitesforever.com